less fun thing. This came up yesterday. I read the article. I didn't have a. I don't know how I digested this, but and I'm in fact to make sure I'm on my game. Let me pull this up so I can make sure I get the names and everything right here. But Jeremy Renner might suck. I think that's the point we need to make here is Jeremy Renner, he might suck.
There is a strong possibility that he actually sucks.
Yeah, I mean, apparently this is not news or something like that. So Jeremy Renner, the article on the Daily Beast says Hollywood star. Why couldn't you just say Jeremy Renner? Anyway, Hollywood star 54 accused of vile ICE threat against female movie maker 37.
Sounds like a crime.
This is very much a tabloidish sort of situation, but it does involve Jeremy Renner.
And it uses Daily Mail as a source, which is an even worse tabloid.
Question.
It's a cesspool.
And this is all the woman in question accusing him of stuff, right? So we gotta take that as it is, but they're reporting on it. So the woman in question, and I'm gonna say her name wrong because it's Chinese and I don't know Chinese, so it's Yi Xiao, told the Daily Mail she was dating Renner last month. Also accused him of sending unsolicited pornographic images of himself in a series of Instagram posts on Monday. Now, so here's the context of this is, I guess they didn't know each other. He hit her up on social media and was like, hey, I'm Jeremy Renner and, maybe we can work together.
Here's my dick.
Well, that she says, he's like, hey, he started sending me stuff. And because that's the way you introduce yourself on the internet, you send dick pics.
That's how we know he's sincere.
Yeah. So, but they, they entered into a relationship. They started professional and personal and private. And in fact, I want to say he's a producer on two things that she worked, like a documentary and some other animated something. They were saying he's a producer and I guess she's a director or something like that. Filmmaker. But they were in a relationship and apparently she accused him of making threats to her, kind of like being violent, but not hitting her or anything, but like violent intimidation,
making threats,
getting like drunk and throwing
aggressive
shit and scaring her, basically making her lock herself in her room. And like she had text messages that she shared that she had with other people, and it's just it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of accusation that basically she says she has receipts, and they're mainly just stuff from her phone, and he hasn't responded like a smart person. His PR people are like, yeah, don't fucking say anything, and he's like, I'm not saying anything, right?
Smarter than some people.
That's all we have to go on right now. Now, Jeremy Renner has more than a little. Well, first of all, apparently there's not, I want to say shady, but people are like, why are you dating these young ass girls from like years ago, right? I guess over the last, since he's been Marvel famous. But I mean, grown-ups can do whatever the fuck they want, so I ain't really bumped up against that, and I don't care to go into that because it's not really relevant to this. But there has been that stuff where people are like, what are you doing? Beyond that, he's had a lot of goodwill because he's Hawkeye, right? Which is why the caption here says, damn it, Hawkeye. But he has that, and also he almost got killed last year because of a snow. Was it last year or year before last? A snowplow.
That doesn't excuse.
Yeah, I mean,
any of that.
But he's got a lot of goodwill, so a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't believe it, or what is this? Or other people are like, what, is this real? And now we're in this tricky little place, the same fucking tricky place we were when all that shit with Jonathan Majors went down.
Fortunately, we're not in the same place because we have Kate Bishop, And she didn't do anything wrong. She just wasn't sinners.
Yeah.
So we can actually, just Hawkeye died off screen if anything goes wrong.
The funny thing about this is when I say tricky place, I mean we're in the tricky place of all right. There's the whole thing with Jonathan Majors to me was there was a lot of smoke, but the fire turned out to not be that big. There was a whole lot of smoke going around, and he suffered for it. And underneath it all, I'm like, well, it kind of seems like it was a bad relationship, and he did some shit he shouldn't have done, and she did some shit she shouldn't have done. Y'all shouldn't have been together. And he got canceled for what I consider to be a fairly good reason. But I also didn't think it was just like, oh, he's the worst person in the world. It was just like, nah, he's not good, but he's not like, he's not Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing crazy shit, but he's also not doing smart things either. And so trying to walk that line of like, look, I don't know fucking everything. I don't actually know how much of that is on point because he's saying that not all of this shit is true. She said it is true. How am I supposed to believe? And at the end of the day, a jury was like, there's just enough here to say like, dude, you probably shouldn't have put your hands on this woman. Even if you were defending yourself or just kind of getting her off of you, you did too much. So, but they didn't hit him up with anything huge, but it's just enough. And there's other shit indicating that maybe Jonathan Majors, maybe he's not the sort of person you want to hook your wagon to. Okay. But he's also not, again, he's not Diddy. He's not like Cosby or whatever. He's just, he's got to figure himself out, and maybe he can come back. And I think he did something that was bad, but it wasn't so bad that you can't come back, because all sorts of other people like Robert Downey Jr. have done some shit, and they can come back. Okay.
Yeah, but he's white.
Well, maybe we can turn the tide on that. People can come back.
This day and age.
Jeremy Renner,
good luck with that.
I think we're in the same spot with Jeremy Renner. First of all,
he's white.
Well, yeah, there's that. And you gotta also remember, he is a business. That's one thing that people gotta understand.
I mean, he's not a great business though.
No, he is. He's got.
I don't know if he disappears. Really, would anyone notice?
Yeah, Mayor of
Nobody's going to see his movies for him.
Mayor of Kingstown is a very popular show for Paramount. It's quite popular. He's got 3 seasons under his belt. They filmed the 3rd season after he recovered from all of that shit with the snowplow. They ended up, they did the other season. He's still a very popular member of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? I'm not saying he's got like he's not like Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth, but he's quite popular. So he's a business, and so it's gonna take a hell of a lot more than this, I think, to undermine him. But this is enough to pump some brakes on the Hawkeye season 2, I think.
Again, doesn't have to be 2 Hawkeyes.
What if they call it like Girl Hawkeye? Hawkette. However you want to do it. Anyway, I've talked quite a bit. I'm just saying.
She-Hulk.
This is like reading through this, and people are starting to be like, "Why'd you wait so long?" And what's this and that? And I'm like, don't do that, y'all. Don't fucking sit there and do this. That Jeremy Renner is not your brother. He is not your cousin. He's not your dad.
He's not even paying your bills.
He doesn't know you. Don't fucking cape for this guy. I like Jeremy Renner as far as his out. I don't know him. I like his output. Don't cape for this person. Do like anybody else would. If this was just a regular ass person on the street, you would probably be like, man, that dude sucks, and you'd move on with your life. Do the same thing here. Like, don't cape for this guy. He's not Hawkeye. He's not Clint Barton, right? Don't do that. And also, don't assume that everything that's being said is true. Like, this is a he said, she said. You weren't there. I wasn't there. in general, we want to believe the accuser, but we also don't.
The only person who actually was there is probably the source close to the family from Daily Mail that they're probably gonna quote at some point.
Yeah,
they were there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the veracity of this. That's what I'm trying to say. Is I don't want to be like, oh, he's the worst, cancel him forever, and I also don't want to be like, he's a saint, he could never have done this. We don't fucking know. It's just, there's smoke here. We just don't know if it's a big fire or if it's a little ember. We don't know.
The screenshots, some of the screenshots that were shared on that with Daily Beast, kind of looked odd, but okay, doesn't matter. I would say one thing that this story is not impossible to believe. And really, yeah, we don't know him. We don't know what kind of person he is. We don't know what kind of person she is either, but it doesn't sound unlikely. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. So even if we don't need to make a decision right away or anything, I think that in terms of Marvel, they should probably step away from his character, and they don't need him that bad.
He's not as far as I know. Is he supposed to be in Doomsday? I don't think so.
I don't think he is.
He's not in Doomsday. Mm-hmm. They have not done Hawkeye season 2. So the last time we saw him, was he in like one of the animated things? His voice was in one of the animated things. Okay. That's it. Jeremy Renner could never be in another Marvel thing again. We'd be fine. Perfectly fine. So like I forgot to mention the vile ice threat. So basically he was just like, and let me see if I can find the actual exchange, but something to the effect of saying, I'll call, let's see, let me see if I can find it. It says, she was saying, go to hell, all names are given, you're a pig. You use all the apps to send dick pics, no one said anything so far. Which, by the way, that's a lot of fucking texting in like a minute. It was 11:17 a.m. to 11:18. That's a lot of texting. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, and
at least not sending dick pics.
Yeah, the response from him was, immigration will be notified of your, and she cut off and she wouldn't share more of what he was saying. So who knows what his entire thing was, but it seems like he's saying, I'm going to report you to immigration for whatever
something. Yeah, we don't know,
Which, I mean, he could have said your immigration will be notified of your slander, that you're slandering me like illegally or whatever it is, which is true. If that's true, immigration doesn't take kindly to people that are here committing crimes. So I mean, it could, but also there's a trend like that here in America because ICE is out of fucking control, where people are like literally reporting people, like that whole thing in, was it Alabama or something, where this local politician reported and had the Hyundai plant raided, and they arrested some Korean workers who were there on their jobs from Hyundai to train people to work in the factory there, and now they're like, Hyundai's pulling out of, they're not investing in that part of the country anymore. Like, so this one woman's calling ICE literally fucked up the local economy for that, for that part of that state. That's why, like, this shit is real. So, and it would be some weird shit where American citizens, and white American citizens in particular, weaponizing ICE to intimidate, immigrants or people who are here on a visa. So this shit is, if that's real, now to me, there's a lot of shit in this that I'm like, you suck. If that's what he's on, he really fucking sucks. And I'm just like, nah, dude, like I can be like, I don't know the full extent of this, but like when you start pulling shit out like that, now you look super guilty, because now you're trying to bring in law enforcement that has nothing to do with this case to like silence or get rid of somebody. And that's some bullshit.
There are like maybe a few issues in which this would be justified, but in this case, I think if he knew about them before and didn't report them, that would be a problem for him. And the rest of the issues, whatever he's talking about, like, no, I don't. That is not a thing that any person should be saying. But of course, white people would.
Shit is wild. This shit is wild. But
that also sounded like we're not sure like who sent it, not necessarily he sent it. I don't know. There's like so much to question, and the story again is full of like plot holes, and reported by Daily Mail of all sources, like questionable, really questionable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna discard it. Of course, we'll be like waiting and seeing what else comes out. But so far, and as far as I understood from the article, from the initial article list on Daily Beast, that she approached Daily Mail with this story, like of all the sources, like, and again in America, like of all the information sources, like all the platforms, blogs or whatever, why would you ever go willingly to Daily Mail?
They're
racist.
You could have gone to TMZ. TMZ would have been like,
right?
Hell yeah, give this to us. So
and they would have spread it around faster than you could blink.
Yeah. So I'm not. Look, who knows? This is just
Daily Mail.
I'm gonna keep. I'm keeping an open mind about this. But I'm prepared to be like, well, fuck that guy then, I guess. Because
just don't see any situation in which you want to go to Daily Mail.
Yeah, I'm just like I said, that he ain't my cousin, my brother, my uncle. He's not, not my son. So I'm not really that invested in this. And he ain't doing. I'm not waiting for the Hawkeye movie. I don't give a damn. Like, okay, whatever. I guess we won't see him in the MCU. Is
anybody waiting for a Hawkeye movie?
Not really. I mean, if it's Kate Bishop, sure.
Well, that's a whole other story. She wasn't seen her.
as far as I can tell, Haley Steinfeld's cool. So, let's keep it
that way. She
didn't
do anything wrong.
Let's keep it that way. This is that time. This is that part of the timeline where people start revealing themselves, and I'm like, God damn it! Can't one of y'all just be okay? Just be cool. So, anyway.
At least quiet. I don't know.
At least, I mean, if you're gonna be suck in private on your own time.
In the basement.
And to be fair to him, he was trying to suck on his own time and in his privacy. It's just he can't be doing that with these platforms. They're just, if you're gonna be a terrible person, you have to do it analog. You can't be doing the shit digitally. Come on.
Wait, how are you supposed to like take a bunch of dick pics, print them, and send them to people's mail?
Yeah. I'm just like anonymous.
Hoping that somebody would respond.
Anonymous. No, don't even take the pictures. You draw like just draw it. It's like, and then just a little disclaimer.
If you like what you see.
It's just got a little disclaimer. Image may not reflect reality.
Not actual size.
Not actual size. No, so do it or print it out dot matrix style. Just do like multiple, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway.
I think Xerox it.